So the bite slowed down a little bit inside, so we pushed off about 8 or 9 miles to a place called the Blue Zone in the middle of Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario really is like an ocean. It's so big and vast, you would never know you were on a lake if you didn't know this was Lake Ontario. If you look around us here, you literally can't see shore in that direction or to the south of us where New York and Buffalo are. Today is a good day to be off here because it's calm. This lake, the weather conditions can change so fast. In bad wind, the waves are huge. Greg, what's the biggest wave that was recorded out here? Wasn't there one last year that was like 42 feet or something?
No, I remember a couple years ago we had on a marker buoy, so that's a weather buoy that measures the wave height, was 28 feet. 28
feet. So that's a good surf wave in most world-class surf destinations.
Some of these Great Lake freighters that are out on the Great Lake transporting fuel and grain and stuff like that had to get off the lake and seek shelter. It was that big out here.
So that's basically like a cruise ship having to get off the ocean. It's nothing to screw around with out here. This lake has claimed a lot of people. Something eerie about being out this far. And this lake is deep too, right? It's not like Erie. This lake, the deepest part is over 900 feet.
Yep, we do have one spot in this lake that's 820 feet deep. Lake Erie, the deepest is only 220. So
I'm not going to go down there to see what lives there, but I know a few people I'd like to live down there.
Well, I threaten my daughter's boyfriend all the time.
Good.
Out here.
Good. Keep him sharp. Okay! He's still on. He's got to be still on. Yeah, there he is. There he is.
Oh, he's coming right at you.
He's coming right at us.
There you go.
Oh, it's a nice bow. Yeah! Jesus, that swam right to the boat.
Jump, baby.
Jump, jump, jump. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right hook, man. That took off.
We got him. Big bone.
Big bone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we wanted to show you guys. That's a Lake Ontario Blue Zone bow, baby. He's already off. Look at this. Look at this fish. Oh! There's a bow. Double the size, triple from the last one. What a beautiful fish. It's a solid 8 pounds. Nice big dorsal fin, beautiful tail. Look at the speckles on the tail. This one you'll be able to see the teeth a lot clearer. Look at that predatory machine right there. Oh yeah. What a beautiful fish. They have teeth on their tongue like a lake trout. They're inverted backwards, so once prey gets in, it's not getting out. All right, we're gonna fillet one of these nice coho we got inside. We bled it out. It's been in cold water. It's only an hour or two old. So let's see how fresh it looks. Anytime you fillet freshwater fish, you're gonna notice that they're different than saltwater fish. The meat is a little bit lighter in color. There's fresh Lake Ontario salmon. See the marbling in that? Definitely not as dark as wild Atlantic salmon or Pacific salmon. There we go. Two beautiful pieces of coho.
Stop it.
Go, hit it. Yeah, that's a coho.
Who's up?
All right, while we're filleting, I think a nice little rainbow just hit this on the shallow rigger. There we go. Greg called that too. He said we were gonna get bit. He saw it. Did you see that thing streak down?
Yeah, I saw it on the live scope.
On the live scope? Yeah. Here he is right here. Is it a shaker? Oh! Just got off. Bastard.
We saw him. It was a
Saw him.
leader touch. We got him.
Yeah. In a marlin tournament, that would have counted. Right behind the pec fin to the backbone, lateral cut, straight down.
Male, gonads, fern tack. As you can see, his last supper right there. So that's called an alewife. That's the common bait in Lake Ontario. We do have some smelt, sometimes they eat sticklebacks, but their main forage is an alewife. So when we do our big tournament on Lake Ontario, we actually donate a lot of our fish to the Toronto Zoo. They do some testings because they feed them to the bear. They're very regulated on what they eat to make sure they're very healthy for them. They actually test better than any farm-raised fish that they've ever been donated, including BC salmon.
They spend their life in clean water. You could probably eat fish out of here all summer, you'd be okay.
Give you a little trick that I do. I've dropped some fillets over the years overboard, so I create a little handle right there. That way I'm able to rinse my fish over the side. Ready to rinse. Beautiful fillets.
More coho. First time me and Greg ever fished out here together. I think we went 0 for 9 in the morning. Had 9 fish on, all got off. The 10th fish we hooked. It was a beautiful king. Got right to the boat and it dove into the prop and killed itself. And then we got like 35 that day, so just goes to show you. It's a little shaker anyway. Chinook or bow? Yeah? Beauty. We got our bow, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Little rainbow trout, not the giant one we were looking for, but still.
Perfect eater size.
Perfect eater size rainbow. There's your mixed bag of Lake Ontario right there. Coho, Chinook, rainbow. Gotcha.
Woo! We got another one, Adam. We got another
Boom,
one.
boom, hit it. It can turn into a shit show in a hurry here.
There you go, bud.
Boom! That one feels better. You spit it, you spot it.
I leave you alone for 5 seconds.
5 seconds, and I make her spit.
That's what happens.
Literally.
Not the video, the story.
Story of our life today. This is a beautiful little rainbow. Perfect eater size. Great for the pan or the barbecue. You can always tell a rainbow. They've got a white tongue. They have a square tail. Looks more like a paddle. Looks more like a mermaid tail than any of the other fish. So, not a salmon. Looks similar, but you can tell the differences. The teeth aren't that pronunciated on this one. It's too small. But it is still a beautiful little rainbow.
Oh, screamer!
Bingo! Bingo, bango, bongo! Oh, he nailed that one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There, I can see it just bubbled in the back. Oh, yeah, that's a nice bow. That's a big rainbow.
So rainbows are real acrobatic. They're amazing to watch. So if you see, he may jump again.
He may jump right in the back there, right in our spread. I don't want to put too much heat on this one, eh?
Nope, take your time.
Beautiful. Spit it? Again?
Do me a favor. Can you grab the rod and let him video?
This is bullshit. Why does it do that?
Full moon bite, buddy. That's what they do sometimes.
Short bite, buddy.
It's frustrating, and you know they don't commit 100%. Nope.
Straight down the backbone. Collection lines are literally the difference between insanity and jumping into the lake sometimes. There we go.
Now it's important when you're cooking your salmon, don't overcook it, guys. As soon as that color changes in the meat, flakes off, ready to go. If you overcook your salmon, it will become dry.
But could you do sushi out of this lake? No.
No, but some people actually do, but we recommend in freezing it for at least 48 hours before.
Kill any of the nematodes and parasites.
Any
yeah. I would never do sushi on a freshwater fish. This is the little Chinook we got from earlier. Call these shakers because of the way they shake the line when they bite. They're small, fast, agile. Through the backbone there. Beautiful piece of lunch meat. I would have loved to have had that pack when I was a kid. My daughter's gonna be lucky. Everyone else is gonna have Lunchables. She's gonna have Lake Ontario salmon. Two nice pieces ready for the fryer. Now for the rainbow. Last time I kept a rainbow out of here, the meat on it was a little bit white and it wasn't that great to eat, to be honest. So I'm hoping this one has a little bit more color to it. I find the darker the color, the better the taste. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. Female, you can see the roe. Look at that. Just got bit again. This is why you can't fish out here with
Adam, you want this one?
Yep.
There you go, bud.
Let me lose it for you. Woo! Feels like a smaller one. Oh yeah. Another little shaker rainbow. It's bigger actually. Oh yeah.
Beautiful fish.
Beautiful color on her. Beauty.
Get a whack-em tackle spoon.
Whack-em tackle spoon.
Whack-em tackle.
Pretend you know what that is.
On the Corona color.
Corona color. Oh yeah, this fish is nice and vibrant. Look at that, you can see the rainbow tinge on the dorsal fin there. Look at that, look at those speckles. Wow, look at that with the CN Tower in the background. Lake Ontario rainbow trout. Oh yeah. First cat, Stormy. He's been through it all. He's seen it all. It's a beautiful purebred Himalayan. Hey, buddy. He's not very camera friendly, but he's the OG. Aren't you? Yeah. Okay, this is the beautiful piece of coho that we got today in Lake Ontario. You can tell it's a little bit more pale than wild salmon that you would get out of BC. BC salmon is more red because the diet of fish in the ocean, they eat a lot of crustaceans, krill, shrimp. It actually tinges the meat a more reddish color. So here in the lakes, their diet is only bait fish, like herring, smelt, alewives. So the meat ends up becoming a little more pale in comparison to a wild salmon. It is not the best salmon, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not a wild salmon, it is stocked lake fish. But for what we have in the middle of a big city, metropolis, it's pretty good. We're gonna season it lightly with Old Bay. Any fisherman who knows anything about fishing ever knows Old Bay. It's a secret blend of salts and spices. I've been using it since I was a kid, and it is by far the best fish seasoning in the world. I don't care if you're from Florida and like Everglades or you've got your own special mix, Old Bay beats them every time. So if you haven't tried it, get some. We skinned it so there's no scales, deboned it. Now we're rubbing in the Old Spice. You can see on the back here too, I did cut out most of the bloodline so it doesn't taste fishy. Anytime you get fishy taste with fish, it's because it had too much bloodline in it or it wasn't fresh. This fish is fresh and has no bloodline, so it's as fresh as a lake salmon is gonna be. The air show today was pretty awesome too. We saw the fighter jets going by, so it's always a nice day in the city when you've got salmon and fighter jets. You can see the marbling on the coho. It's definitely the nicest marbling out of any salmon that's stocked in the lake. In Lake Ontario, you've got coho, you've got chinook, the king salmon, and rainbow trout. Every once in a while, you'll get a pink salmon. My buddy actually just caught a pink salmon the other day, but pink salmon are usually native and wild to British Columbia in the Atlantic. So to find one all the way in Lake Ontario, pretty amazing. We've got our pan on high. I've got a good little technique that involves using a lot of butter. So we've got a lot of melted butter here in our pan. And this, I got at the Austin Film Festival in Texas. But you add a little bit of hot sauce to your butter, it's like a whole new concoction. Okay, let's see how the salmon turns out in this. Don't want to move it too much. Don't play with your food. Wait for the butter to start heating up nice. Oh yeah, you can see the bubbling start. Boiling butter. Now when it gets to a boil like that, we're gonna add more butter. And you can see the edges are already starting to cook. I'm gonna turn it down from high to just medium. And when the butter starts to simmer nice like this, we baste the top of it. A lot of people love to overcomplicate their salmon. They like to put it on cedar planks, grills, and all that is great. But sometimes simplicity, especially when it's not the highest quality fish in the world, always turns out the best. I'm gonna add a little bit more Old Bay. Shakes there. Now you can see on the fillet here, that color, where the meat is, has already cooked almost all the way through. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a tad. We're gonna flip our fillet. And I've only had it on the pan for about 3 minutes. It's already almost done. When the fish is almost close to being fully cooked, we're gonna turn the pan off because the fillet is so hot, it's actually still gonna cook when we turn off the stove here. One more Old Bay. Louisiana. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna take that off, let it rest for a minute. See how it tastes right after. Here we are with the Coho straight out of the pan. The Old Bay has made a nice golden crust with the butter on top. You can see the flesh. It's not as red or as orange as salmon you would find from the West Coast or in stores. It's definitely got its own unique color to it. But doesn't look that bad at all. A lot of people are very weary about eating fish out of Lake Ontario. Salmon have a very short lifespan. They only live maximum 4 to 5 years, so they don't have a lot of time to accumulate any toxins or stuff in the big lakes like some of the other fish do. Almost looks like a mix of chicken and salmon. Chaman. Definitely tastes like salmon though. That concludes the Lake Ontario salmon episode in Toronto, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you never knew these fish were here, get out there and get some yourself. Bring them home, cook them up. You don't have to go far to enjoy these fish. In fact, you don't have to leave your backyard. So I hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.